Hey there, James in New York. I'm making this video for you since you're the one that won the Spy Hunter on eBay there, and then you also wanted the Miss Pac Man. So I'm making this video so you can see the Miss Pac Man in action. Also, I'm going to do like a quick tutorial just on arcade machines in general, because it sounds like, like you said, this is your first couple of games, and make sure you just have some basic knowledge on how these things, function, and if you have issues, what to really look for. So first of all, you just show you the games. They're both turned off right now. I'm out here in my heated garage in Green Bay, and the power switch on both these games, and actually that's a Star Wars arcade that I'm going to be fixing up, but I'm not selling it. That's actually one I'm going to keep in my collection. The power switch on both these games, this is the Spy Hunter right here, and this is Miss Pac Man. Power switch on both these games is up top in the back here. They're in there. And what I was saying before is they just make them hard to get to. It's like you got to get around the machine. So typically what I do in my basement is I'll actually use a power strip, just hook it up to the back of the machine, leave the switch to on, and then have the power strip, like hanging out in the front somewhere, and you just click it on and it turns on. And I was saying, I leave the games off and only turn them on when I'm playing them, basically because if a game is off, it's not getting hot. These monitors and the games and everything, they do get warm, and if it's off, it's not getting hot, and bad things don't happen. So as far as people saying, oh, you turn them off and on a lot, you don't. So I would say just leave the game off if you're not playing it, and then things don't break. So all right, so let's kick on. Here, first, I'll kick on Spy Hunter, and you'll see it actually light up through the thing there. You see the Okay, so that's just a marquee light going on, right? But what I wanted to show you is there's a safety lockout switch on the back door. So you can see the game is on, and I'm turning the key, opening the door, and the game goes out. Why? Because there's a safety switch. And most arcade games have them, and that's right here. So if you push it in, like the back door's on, see the lights come on, game boots up, you take your finger off and the game goes out. Now, if you're working on the game, what you can do is actually pull it out towards you, and that locks it out towards you, so that way the game will stay on no matter what. So you can actually be in here working on it. But this is when the power is on, and that's when you want to, be careful with it. So that's that. I should have got my flashlight. Well, let me first turn on Miss Pac Man. So, see Miss Pac Man's on. Also, this one actually, I think the safety switch is actually disabled. Yeah, it is. So there's no safety switch on Miss Pac Man, but don't worry about it. It's actually here. It's just hanging here, and it's in the locked out position. So, you would just reattach it if you wanted it there. But otherwise, so for Spy Hunter, this is the game boards right here. This is the dual audio amp. Right here, actually I'm not sure exactly what that is off the top of my head. I believe it's for the steering or the gas pedal, because I know that is as well. This is the power supply, and this is the soundboard, basically for the background music. Okay, and this is the main power transformer with the power cord coming into the game. It goes to this thing. From here, it goes to the power supply. On the power supply, then it takes that AC current, which is on here, converts it to DC current, and some of that might actually be done on this as well. But you get your 5 volts, your 12 volts, and your 15 volts coming out of this thing, which then goes to your game board and all your other boards. Okay, and this is typically the failure point on almost every arcade game. It's the power supply board. So when people flick their power, their game on, and all of a sudden it just doesn't work, first thing to go to is your power supply. Like Miss Pac Man, actually everything is generated right here. It goes to the game board. Miss Pac Man was one of the first arcade games, and they actually do their power supply and everything actually right on the game board itself. So everything is basically self-contained on a Miss Pac Man game. And I believe that speed up chip is actually this chip right here. If for some reason you wanted to change it out with a different style, I don't know that for sure. I know my way around these machines a little bit, but I'm by no means an expert, so to speak. And then you got your monitor. Okay, I'm back to Spy Hunter here. If you wanted to change like the colors and stuff, those color knobs are right here. And then like brightness would be right here, and then focus knob is right there. And then you got your vertical hold, shift, things like that. That just makes the screen go up and down, whatever. Those knobs are right there. And the Miss Pac Man is very similar to that. The color ones, you can see it right there on the neck. Okay, those are the colors right there. There's typically 5. You have 2 reds, 2 blues. Sorry, 2 reds, 2 greens, and 1 blue. And then your focus and your screen brightness, and then you got your shifts and stuff right there. Okay, so those are the backs of the machines. And I'm gonna go back around to the front. Obviously Spy Hunter every once in a while just plays the tune to try to pull you in. And then we got Miss Pac Man right here. And as you can see, it's a little bit faster. Personally I like that because you can actually get through the first 4 screens a heck of a lot faster, which is usually pretty slow and it takes forever. But I'm gonna put a quarter in, and actually the lights and everything work on both these guys too. Those are just little light bulbs, but inside the coin door, you got your coin bucket where the coins would go in. You do have to use quarters, or else you just have to flick the switch right here, or flick this right there. Just by doing this, you can hear it. That actually is the same as putting a quarter in, okay? And then Spy Hunter, that's the same thing. If you wanted to do that, that's this guy right there. That's the tone up tone for Spy Hunter. All right. And so there's Miss Pac Man. So what I'll do is I'll start up a game, and I can actually play a game with, I'll do it left-handed. I'm actually a right-handed person, but I'm trying to actually watch it in the view screen so I can actually do it, which is very challenging here. You won't believe how challenging this is to hold this thing and then also do it in the view screen. It's actually kind of funny. Let's see. Alright. I'm not going to try and go for a super high score. I'm just going to try to get through a few levels here so you can see that, the game is good to go. But yeah, I do collect them as well, man. I've been doing it for a few years, and I'll show you the rest of the garage here since it only takes me a couple of seconds. But I'm definitely both pinball and arcade machines, and I personally really enjoy it, and I think you will too. Obviously, you're starting out with a couple of classics, and you can't really go wrong with Spy Hunter or Miss Pac Man. I've actually got another Spy Hunter in my collection in the basement. That I love Spy Hunter. This is actually my 3rd one, and picked it up as part of a package with a bunch of other pinballs and arcade machines. And this Pac Man was actually in that package as well. And so then, since I know a little bit about them, I'll go through them, clean them out, make sure everything's working 100%, and either keep it or sell it. And since I already had Spy Hunter, I was selling that one, and I'm limited on space myself, so I had to make a decision between this one and Tempest, actually. And I'm like, okay, well, I really like Tempest.